1 Samuel 23. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. And his son, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. The letter J is about 600 years old. And Yah is a very jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yehoshua in English is Joshua. And another word for judges is rulers. 1 Samuel 23. And they informed David, saying, See, the Philistines are fighting against Keilah, Q-E'-I-L-A-H, and they are plundering the threshing floors. So David inquired of Yah, saying, Shall I go and strike these Philistines? And Yah said to David, Go and smite the Philistines and save Keilah. And David's men said to him, See, we are in Yehuda. See, we here in Yehuda are afraid very much more than if you go to Keilah against the armies of the Philistines. Question. And David inquired of Yah once again, and Yah answered to him and said, Arise, go down to Keilah, for I am giving the Philistines into your hand. So David and his men went to Keilah and fought with the Philistines, and he led away their livestock and struck them a great smiting. Thus David said to the inhabitants of Keilah, and it came to be when Abiathar, son of Ahimelech, fled to David at Keilah, that he went down with a shoulder garment in his hand, and Shaul was informed that David had gone to Keilah. Then Shaul said, Elohim has strengthened him estranged him into my hand, for he has shut himself in by entering a town that has gates and bars. What an idiot. He's so full of himself. And Shaul summoned all the people to battle, to go down to Keilah to besiege David and his men. And David knew that Shaul was plotting evil against him, and said to Abiathar the priest, Bring the shoulder garment here. And David said, O Yah Elohim of Israel, your servant has heard for certain that Shaul seeks to come to Keilah to destroy the city for my sake. Are the landowners of Keilah going to surrender me into his hand? Is Shaul coming down as your servant has heard, O Yah Elohim of Israel? I pray let your servant know. And Yah said, He is coming down. And David said, Are the landowners of Keilah going to surrender me and my men into the hand of Shaul? And Yah said, They are going to surrender you. Then David said to his men, about 600 above, arose and left Keilah and went wherever they could. And Shaul was informed that David had escaped from Keilah, and he ceased to go out. And David remained in the wilderness in strongholds, and remained in the hill country in the wilderness of Ziph, Z-I-P-H. And Shaul sought him every day, but Elohim did not give him into his hand. And David saw that Shaul had come out to seek his life, while David was in the wilderness of Ziph and Horesh, H with a dot O-R-E-S-H. And Jonathan, Shaul's son, arose and went to David at Horesheth, and strengthened his hand in Elohim, and said to him, Do not fear, for the hand of Shaul my father is not going to find you, and you are to reign over Israel, and I am to be next to you, even my father Shaul knows it. And they made a covenant before Yah, and David commanded at Horesheth, while Jonathan went to his own house. And the Ziphites came up to Shaul at Gibeah, saying, Is David not hiding with us in strongholds Horesh? And the hill of Hachael, H with a dot, A-K with a line underneath of it, I-L-A-H, which is on the south of the wasteland. And now, O sovereign, by all the desire of your being, come down, and our part is to surrender him into the sovereign's hand. And Shaul said, Blessed are you of Yah, for you have sympathy with me, even though I believe myself as an Elohim. Shaul, you foolish man. Please go prepare yet further and find out and see the place where his hideout is, who has seen him there, for I am told that he is very cunning. So look and learn all about the hiding places where he hides, and you shall come back to me with certainty. Then I shall go with you, and it shall be, for he is in the land, that I shall search for him throughout all the clans of Yehuda. And they rose up and went to Ziph before Shaul, while David and his men were in the wilderness of Maon, M'On, in the desert plain in the south of the wasteland. And Shaul and his men went to seek him, and they informed David. And so he went down to the rock and remained in the wilderness of Maon. And when Shaul heard this, he pursued David in the wilderness of Maon. And Shaul went on one side of the mountain, and David and his men on the other side of the mountain. And David was hurrying to get away from Shaul, for Shaul and his men were surrounding David and his men to take them. Then a messenger came to Shaul, saying, Hurry and come, for the Philistines have invaded the land. So Shaul turned back from pursuing David and went against the Philistines. Therefore they called that place Selah, Sela, Hamalekwath, Hammah with a dot, Lequoth. And David went up from there and remained in strongholds at En Gedi, E with a half a check mark, N, and then Gedi, Ged with a line underneath of it, I. Shaul, man. I mean, he should have known that they were under attack when David went over there to fight them. And he just decided to ignore the fact that they were invading and decided to just hunt him down. Oh, what a tyrannical turd. This guy deserves to be shot. Oh, back in that day, they wasn't shooting, but stoning, light him on fire. I don't know why people would still serve that, just because Yah blessed him once when he was for him doesn't mean that just because now he's against him that he should still protect him. I'm like, nah, let that man go. Let him deserve what he deserves, which is the death penalty.